Guys, I was gonna add a face cam to this video, but it got kind of messed up, so I'm not gonna do it. It's all good, but I do want to say one thing before we get underway. If you're not subscribed, be sure to hit that sub button because you've never seen content like this. Today's video, we have a simulation with the fastest characters of all time. Also, one more thing, I have a giveaway going on right now. If you want to join, all you have to do is subscribe to my second channel and be an Instagram follower. You do those 2 steps and you're entered in the giveaway. Hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's get to it. Before we get underway, we first need to set the rules for this entire season. Now, these rules are going to make it so that our speedsters can actually go crazy without limitations. So the first thing we need to do is set a fantasy draft. That way the league is all jumbled up, things are changed up, and no one player gets the advantage of getting a great team. Everything is going to be based on a random draft. After that, we're going to change up team chemistry and we're going to turn it off. We don't need that. We don't need that affecting their play. Then we're going to turn off trades and fatigue. I don't want anybody getting tired over the course of the season. And now we got no league rule changes. That's not really going to affect anything, but I turn everything off. No more injuries and Hall of Fame difficulty. Those are all of the rules for the season, and we're also going to select every single team. That way we can control all of their roster changes and stuff like that. But now that we're done with all of that, we're going to do a fantasy draft. Now, this draft is going to be random. I'm not going to pick any of the players myself. We're going to see who 2K thinks should go number 1. You're about to see the speedsters we have for today's video. Let's get it. Alright, so here are the people that we got in today's video. Going with the number 1 overall pick, we've got Godspeed, selected by the Bucks. Now, Godspeed is a villain in the Flash, and this dude, Godspeed is crazy. Godspeed is one of the tallest guards in this game. So, yeah, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I feel like they probably made a good pick with this, but we have to wait and see. With the number 2 overall pick in the draft, we've got Sonic the Hedgehog. At only 5'4", Sonic is definitely the shortest player, but could be the most dominant player. We don't know. We gotta see. But Sonic is gonna be one of the fastest players in the league, so that should help his height out a little bit, but I'm excited to see how this goes. The Phoenix Suns select the CW Flash. This is the Flash from the TV show that's currently out right now. The Suns know what they're doing. I would honestly think that they would go with the comic book Flash because I do have him here, but we'll see. With the number 4 pick in the draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Wally West. This dude is crazy, and honestly, I'm surprised he dropped all the way down to 4. He's gonna be a sleeper. Picked number 4, but he should be like top 3. But hey, we're about to see when the season goes underway. But for right now, we're going to move on to number 5, and the Warriors select the comic book Flash. This is a huge pickup, going all the way to 5 when this dude is easily a top 2 pick. But I'm not going to say too much. We got to keep it moving. And finally, with the New York Knicks 6th pick, we got Zoom. I'm excited to see what he does this season. So before we get underway, before the simulation starts, we first have to edit the roster. Now, we're going to give every player maxed minutes because we need to make sure that they all have a fair amount of time to dominate and do what they do. So everyone's going to play for the whole game, no fatigue, nothing to worry about. But it's time for us to really get this simulation underway. We're going to simulate the first 15 games. Alright, now, here are the records for the first 15 games. With the number 1 spot, we have the Spurs. Now, no speedster is on this team. The Spurs go off with a 13-3 record. That's kind of surprising. Number 2 spot, we got the Suns, 11-3. This team is led by the CW Flash. Then we got number 3, the Warriors, led by the 6-foot center comic book Flash, going 12-4. Then we got the Knicks, 11-4, led by Zoom. The Hornets, 11-5, led by Wally West. The Bucks, 9-5, led by Godspeed. And the Celtics, 8-6, led by the number 2 overall 5'4" Sonic. I'm not surprised they're doing the worst out of all of our speedster teams. But hey, you know what? Hopefully the Celtics can pick it up and change it up. But we're going to take a look at the league leaders right now. As I said, Comic Book Flash could have gone in the top 2, and he's showing it right here. Comic Book Flash is averaging 32 points, 17 rebounds, and 10 dimes a game. CW Flash, 31 points, 13 boards, and 10 dimes a game. But this is when it gets crazy. Godspeed, who went number 1 overall, is averaging 30 points, 14 rebounds, and 15 assists a game. Do you know how crazy you have to be to average 30 and 15? That is ridiculous. But moving on, we have Zoom and Wally West both averaging 30 a game, and surprisingly, Sonic is only averaging 24 points, but he is averaging a triple-double at 5-4. Give this man his props. Sonic the Hedgehog is putting in work, my people. But hey, you know what? That's where we are right now, 15 games in. We're going to simulate another 15 games, so we're at the 30 game mark, and we're going to see what's up there. Let's do it. After 30 games, the top teams are the Suns 25-4, the Warriors 24-6, the Bucks 23-7, the Celtics 18-8, the Knicks 20-9, and the Hornets 21-11. Now, I'm honestly looking at the Celtics here, because you know the Celtics last time with Sonic, they were 8-6, and now they're 18-8. This team went on a winning streak. They went kind of crazy. The same thing could be said about the Knicks. They were 11-4 before, now they're 20-9. But I think the team with the greatest takeaway is the Suns, who only lost 1 game so far since our last, simulation 15 games ago. They've only lost 1 game. That is crazy, but because we are 30 games in, we can actually go ahead and see the award races. If we take a look at the award races, we got Godspeed winning MVP right now with a wild triple-double, still on that crazy dime game, 30 points, 14 dimes. You know the vibes for Godspeed. But the comic book Flash is right behind him. This looks like a battle, like a rivalry that's going to carry out throughout the whole season. Now, Godspeed is also in the running for Defensive Player of the Year, and honestly, it's not even close. Dude is dominating on both steals and blocks. At only 6 feet tall, we're going to go ahead and jump to All-Star Weekend. Here we go. Halfway through the season, let's close it out. So the team records at All-Star Weekend, we got the Warriors leading everybody with a 47-9 record led by the comic book Flash, but right behind them is 44-12 CW Flash, and behind him is the 41-15 Bucks led by Godspeed. Everyone else is kind of falling off a little bit, they're starting to drown. We're going to go ahead and do the All-Star game and the Slam Dunk Contest and take a look to see what happens here.
Coming in, flex, I just wanna win, LABB who we running with, 2, 2, 3, 3, I'm on 10 again, state your name, been dope on flame, I just switched the lanes, damn he did it again, I just flipped the pain, stripping and dipping in bass, slab on everything. Swimming, you sinking away, cause I got big racks coming. I put my low racks on it. I ain't skip past losses, I had to get back off it. See the fit lab on it until they whip my coffin. Money clip.
Zion Williamson and Godspeed were going back and forth like a Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon competition. This thing was insane. But at the end of the day, it was Godspeed who took the crown with some crazy dunks and ending it off, jumping over 4 people. This man earned it. He won the dunk contest, and now we're moving on to the actual All-Star game because none of our speedsters actually participated in the 3-point contest. But if you take a look at the All-Star game, this was crazy. Only a 9-point difference, but the West wins, led by comic book Flash, who had 17 points to lead all scorers. Now this is crazy because both comic book Flash and Godspeed were on the same team. And comic book Flash, this dude is trying to win MVP. He's up against Godspeed to win MVP. And he showed tonight why he deserved it. This dude with Godspeed on his team still dominated the game and led all scorers in that game. But we're going to go ahead and simulate to the end of the season, and then we're going to jump to the playoffs. End of the season stats, my people. Here are the top 3 teams. We got the Warriors, 67-14, led by the 6-foot center, Comic Book Flash. We have the Suns, 63-18, led by the CW Flash. And then we have the Bucks, 60-21, led by Godspeed. If you're looking to find an MVP based on the records, it really doesn't matter. Their wins are so close, a 7-game difference from the top to the third. Wins won't really change who gets MVP. It's really all about stats. And right now, I'm going to break that down for you. When it comes to the stats, here are our top 3. We got Comic Book Flash, 33 points, 15 boards, and 10 dimes a game. CW Flash, 30 points, 14 boards, and 11 assists per game. And if I'm being honest, Godspeed right here, my pick for MVP, 31 points, all right? 2 points away from Comic Book Flash, 15 boards, tied with Comic Book Flash, but 13 assists per game. My people, I don't think you guys understand. When you average 13 dimes a game, almost 14, you are generating almost 30 more points for your team. But here's what 2K says. 2K gives the MVP to Comic Book Flash. Now, there's a lot of people running for this MVP. Wally West, Sonic, and Zoom all averaging triple doubles this season. But they gave it to Comic Book Flash. Now, taking a look here, I had to override this thing. I had to give it to Godspeed. Godspeed averaged only 2 less points, tied in rebounds, more assists, more blocks, more steals. You gotta give it to the person who deserves it. Hey, Godspeed got that override right there. Gotta give it to him. And when it comes to Defensive Player of the Year, 2K gave it to Godspeed. I gotta be honest, that's right. Hey, look, Godspeed, he killed it. Those assists right there brought him over the top. But hey, we're done with the regular season. We gotta jump into the playoffs. The NBA playoffs are underway, and we are going to see which speedster can lead their team to a championship. Now for round 1, they all get through, almost sweeping every single person with only giving up like 1 game. So now it's time to see what happens in round 2. We've got some speedster matchups. We have Wally West versus Godspeed. Now, even though Godspeed put on an absolute show versus Wally West, these two went back and forth, going crazy. It was Wally West who eliminated the MVP/Defensive Player of the Year. Wally West created the upset of the season by eliminating the player who was dropping 30 points and 13 dimes a game. Wally West, props to you, my dude. You're moving on to the next round. But in round 2, we also have Sonic versus Zoom. Now, even though Sonic was able to get his team to the second round and still dominate with his style of play, it was Zoom who was too much to handle. Averaging 45 points, 16 boards, and 16 assists a game, Zoom put on a show unlike ever before. This man was on a mission, an absolute unit, a one-man wrecking crew. Sonic just couldn't handle it. Sonic couldn't do it. Zoom got him out of there. Moving on to the next round. Now both Comic Book Flash and CW Flash moved on to the conference finals without much of a challenge. An easy 4-1 sweep for the both of them. Moving on to round 3, we got a crazy matchup with CW Flash and Comic Book Flash. This was an absolute battle. Comic Book Flash wanted to show that he deserved MVP, and he did so during this matchup. Averaging a 42-point triple-double, he eliminated the CW Flash 4-3. Yes, it took all 7 games, but he got it done. In the Eastern Conference, we see Wally West and Zoom go at each other in what was honestly a disappointing series for the two of them. Locking each other up in this series, Zoom, who averaged 40 points in the last series, only got 26 a game in this one. And Wally West only averaged 19 points. But it was an overall team effort that gave Wally West the edge, and he eliminated Zoom and the New York Knicks in 5 games. For the NBA Finals, we have Comic Book Flash versus Wally West. This was a showdown. Comic Book Flash wanted to show the league that he was the dude, he was the true MVP, and he was going to claim that championship and the finals MVP. But Wally West had other ideas. In a series that went 5 games, yes, a 4-1 gentleman's sweep, Wally West tore up Comic Book Flash, averaging 30 points, 9 boards, and 9 assists as he claims the championship in the finals MVP. And the Charlotte Hornets become your NBA champions. Alright you guys, thank you for watching this video. This was our Speedster simulation. If you're not subscribed, be sure to hit that sub button because this is the only place you can get content like this. And I'm going to be dropping more content just like this all week long, and I'm going to try to do double uploads. So we're going to see how it happens. Anyways, that's it for me. I will see you in my next one. Peace.